Hi, sixth grade students and families. This is Mrs. Lutz, school counselor, walking you through the weekly lesson. It is lesson 20 for second step about recognizing serious conflicts. And this is something for my daughter, Kate, who's in sixth grade going into seventh grade. I think that will be good in the transition from sixth to seventh to know what's a minor or a small conflict and what a major or a big conflict would be. So think right now about some of the reasons students get really mad at each other, or why brothers and sisters get mad at each other, or someone in your family as we're dealing with staying home and doing distance learning. You're gonna watch a short video next.
People get into minor conflicts all the time. These conflicts often resolve themselves quickly. Sometimes, though, the situations can grow out of control and become serious conflicts. A serious conflict is one that results in physical or emotional harm. Serious conflicts can have serious consequences, and they often require help from adults to resolve. Let's hear some real stories about serious conflicts. For the Real Voices videos in this and the next few lessons, we did something a little different. Instead of using the video kiosk, we sat down with students and asked them to tell us their stories in person. Here's your first Real Voices interviews video.
And the girls just we were walking out of the gym to go do a run outside, and one of my friends came up and said, "What's that smell?" And then she said, "It's probably you." And so I said something to her, and then she said something to me. And then it kind of escalated too far when I said something that actually really hurt her that I didn't mean. The next day, she came up to me and she had like her whole group of friends and they surrounded me. And, I was like, what the heck? And I kind of felt scared because there's just like a whole mob of girls surrounding me, and she was just yelling at me, but the principal came in to break it up.
When I was in sixth grade, was a fight. It was a big fight. Like everybody knew about it. Well, we was like throwing stuff around in that classroom, and he wasn't playing. So like I accidentally threw a crayon at him and it hit him, and he got upset and came over and punched me.
Me and my two other friends, we was like really close. She thought that I didn't like her because certain things, but she never came up to me. We never communicated about it. So it made it a big situation. Like threats and stuff, like arguing, like telling each other business and stuff. Like those were some big problems that happened in the conflict.
The consequence of that fight was we both got suspended for 2 weeks.
My family, they're really disappointed in me, and it felt like I let my family down.
What are some examples of minor conflicts that can happen at school or at home? And then what are some examples? Think about serious conflicts in both of those places. Here's some examples. A minor conflict is easy to solve if you try. A serious conflict is hard to resolve. Minor conflicts are not a big deal. Serious conflicts have serious consequences. In a minor conflict, no one gets hurt. And in a serious conflict, there can be physical or emotional harm. Resolving serious conflicts often requires the help of school staff or other adults. And in the video examples, what happened was suspension and some major consequences for getting involved in the serious conflicts. So we want you to be able to stay out of those and to handle some minor conflicts. Okay, if one kid bumps into another kid and they get angry with each other, stand up at home if you think it's serious, and sit down or stay seated if you think it's minor. And again, why do you think the way that you do? Another example, 2 groups of kids are insulting each other online. Stand up if you think it's serious, and sit down if you think it's minor. And why do you think what you do? Someone keeps taking your pencil without asking. Again, stand up if you think it's serious, and sit down if you think it's minor. 2 kids get in an argument and their friends encourage them to fight. Stand up if you think it's serious, and sit down if you think it's minor. Sometimes it can be tempting to get involved in a serious conflict. What are some reasons someone might want to get into a serious conflict? I want you to think right now about consequences of getting into serious conflict. How can a serious conflict affect you? How can it affect the people around you? What are benefits of avoiding serious conflicts? Okay, again, I want us to look over the difference between a minor conflict and a serious conflict. Minor conflicts are easy to resolve if you try, not a big deal, no one gets hurt. Serious conflicts are hard to resolve, have serious consequences, and can cause physical and/or emotional harm. And resolving serious conflicts often requires the help of school staff or other adults. I want you to think of 3 ways you could avoid a serious conflict. Instead of a group activity, just think by yourself or ask someone in your family. You can even look it up online. If you're stuck, again, ways to avoid serious conflicts. Resolve disagreements quickly before they get serious. Maybe you bumped into somebody and you're like, hey, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Maybe you took someone's pencil by accident and you're like, here's your pencil. No big deal. Avoid situations where a serious conflict might start. For example, if you see people that are starting to verbally attack one another with their words, don't include yourself in that. And again, if they're really a friend, don't let the friends drag you into other serious conflicts. This is again where you can finish the sheet, the green sheet in the packet that was handed out by your 6th grade teachers. You can finish that for your health grade about recognizing serious conflicts. Great work. This will count as your health assignment.